Hello YouTube, my name's John, and today I'm playing a mod for Duke Nukem 3D that changes the entire game into Duke Nukem 64. In fact, they did a pretty amazing job with it, I would say. It really feels like the original Nintendo 64 game, like all the way down. I mean, look at that. That intro screen was like you fired up the cartridge. I mean, I'm wondering if it's one of those, like, kind of ROM export kind of things, like kind of like how they did with Doom 64, the Doom mod. Anyway, so yeah, I figured I'd do a Let's Play of this, because I actually really enjoyed this game back in the day. I mean, I know it had the Nintendo brand censorship in it, where a lot of the adult content was taken out, but I really liked the new weapons, and I just really liked the whole presentation, where the entire game was kind of streamlined into one cohesive package rather than episodic content. I mean, well, since it's Duke Nukem 3D, since it's a mod for that game, rather, you can still do it that way, but if you start here in LA Meltdown, it'll play through the entire game all the way through these two episodes, so I think so that means I can keep all my weapons when we get here and here, so I do like that part, so I don't know, again, I really liked this game. I mean, I didn't think it replaced or was better than Duke 3D, but I thought it was different enough to make it an interesting experience. And apparently, if you really do hate all of that Nintendo censorship, there's apparently some way you can go into the game and restore the original adult content. So basically, you're just keeping the weapons and returning the adult content. But I'm gonna play it as is, just like as it was presented back in the late '90s, and yeah. So there you go. If you've never played Duke 64, well, I'm not gonna go into great detail right now about what's different. I'm just gonna let it kind of present itself. So. First of all, we have this little intro slideshow, basically. This is just explaining, you know, what happened in Duke Nukem 1 and 2. This text kind of moves by pretty fast, so you might just want to pause it if you really want to read this stuff. But, there's our hero now, flying away on a spaceship. And no more freaking aliens. But little does he know, of course. Of course there's more aliens. There's always more aliens. Check this out. I always thought this was hilarious.
Holy cow.
Just zoom in on his face for dramatic effect. Alright, here we go.
Damn, these aliens scum are gonna pay for shooting up my ride.
Ooh, polygon explosions. Anyway, you might have already noticed, he said alien scum, not alien bastards. That's that Nintendo censorship for you. Yeah, they changed some of the language. Obviously, all the naked women and all that stuff is completely gone. Well, you'll see. More polygon explosions. You also notice the pistol looks slightly different. All the graphics have been slightly updated. So, the sprites and, you know, stuff like that. Check this guy out. See, now he has red eyes and he's wearing a blue vest. Anyway. I also thought this was clever. Guilty. Because, you know, the O.J. Simpson trial is over at this point. This is 1997, by the way. So, by then they knew he was guilty. Anyway. Alright. Oh, here's a little piece of censorship. It says Uranus attacks. Normally it was like, you know, beach biker bimbos or whatever the hell, right? Whoa. It's just another case of American culture where violence is perfectly fine, but sex? No. We can't have sex in a video game. That's just terrible. Yeah, of course you can blow people up and have their guts flying everywhere, but sex or boobies? Hell no. You can't have that. Anyway, not to get all political on you. Here's one of the new weapons in Duke Nukem 64. Instead of an RPG, you get a grenade launcher. And yes, like an actual, like, affected by gravity, bounces off of walls grenade launcher. Since this replaces the RPG, though, it will still, like, for that crack in the wall, if you just throw it at the crack, then it'll still explode. If I can actually aim it. There we go. Alright, moving on.
Come get some.
Now, Duke Nukem redubbed a lot of, or it's John St. John, the original voice actor. He redubbed some of his lines for this game. Almost all of them, actually. I think mainly because of the, you know, wanting to get rid of the naughty language kind of deal. So, they just hired the voice actor to come back and, I mean, at least they got the same guy. I mean, you know, so you just basically get slightly different takes of Duke's original lines. And sometimes they remove the naughty language, because it's Nintendo. But you probably can already tell some of the graphics are just slightly different. Oh, also no alcohol. See, Coca-Cola bottles. handy to have a grenade launcher, though. You can kind of fire it around corners and, you know, stick with the pistol. Now, this is a mod that runs off of the Duke 32 source port. So, you know, you get all the features that come with that thing, including I've disabled auto-aim, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging than it used to be back in the day. I mean, it's been quite some time since I've played any Duke Nukem 3D game. I'm just going to pretend that forever didn't happen, so I'm just going to say it's been a very long time. Yeah, I thought there was a secret up there, but I think we'll need a jetpack to get up there. Now, I'm not really well versed in all of the secrets in this game, but I will eventually show off the secret levels, which there are a few. You'll notice that, you know, the teleporting aliens used to be in red vests, but now you don't know whether or not they're going to teleport. That's a normal one, that's a red one, but they're both wearing blue, so you're just not going to know. Oh, and, you know, if you did play Duke 64, you'll know that the Mighty Foot actually was not in that game, so you at least get to use that now. And the phone number is not here. Remember, there used to be a phone number on this bathroom. You'll also notice that the mirrors aren't here, because the 64, I guess, couldn't process that kind of stuff. So just to save cartridge space, they just disabled all the mirrors, so... Again, pretty faithful recreation of this game. I know there's a secret up here-ish. If I can stand on the toilet, there we go. Yeah, medkit. So there's a secret. Now here's an interesting mechanic in this game mod. First of all, note that she's wearing more clothing than she was before. Okay, so in Duke 64, since they didn't want you really killing women like you kind of could, not that you were intended to in the original game, but you know, you could, Nintendo decided to make it so you rescued the women in this version of the game. There, I just saved the babe, and now I can blow up this weird alien device that she was attached to. And that's actually part of the map. Like, you're trying to, that's part of the, you know, collecting all the secrets and killing all the monsters. You also want to save all the babes, so that's just another thing to collect and find in every level. Wow, I can't aim for shit. Duke Nukem is actually a fairly challenging shooter, I would say. Lots of people. Nice. Now remember, it said Uranus attack, so we're not going to get porn. We're basically going to get a reference to ID4. Good old Nintendo. Alright, let's get our asses down there. Oh, hi. Armor. I will definitely enjoy using that. There's the jetpack. It is kind of nice that you have a grenade launcher, you know? I mean, it comes in handy. Alright, anyway. Oh. Well, now that we do have a jetpack, there is this secret. Or I think it's... Wait, where is it? It's up... Here it is. Okay. Notice that she's wearing clothes. She has pants on. The horror.
Go ahead.
Oh, here's another new weapon. Hold on, I'll show that to you. So, they actually... This is actually the first weapon... Well, no, that's not true. The grenade launcher works pretty differently. So, and so do these. This is the replacement for the chain gun cannon. It's the dual machine guns. Notice the spread. They do actually set it up so it's like two guns. It's really kind of a mid... I mean, the original weapon was kind of medium to long range. This is kind of medium to short range now. Especially when you turn off auto-aim, then you definitely have to be pretty close for it to work properly. You survived that. Anyway. Well, now we have a jetpack, so we can go up here. Snag a few extra secrets. Extra armor, I guess. Alright. Let's see if I can... Well, hold on. Nice. Now, despite all the lack of sexual references, they left this one in.
Don't have time to play with myself.
Well, I guess they were just okay with that one. I mean, it's a, you know, it's an innuendo, I guess, so they just felt like, oh, well, you know, they could actually interpret it as, it's a joke, because it's like his own game, but, you know, nobody will think it's a sexual reference. Of course not. Whoa. Man, explosions really hurt. Let's use that med kit, shall we? Might as well.
Get some.
Well, there's another secret up here. All the way up here. There we go. This one, to be specific. Some extra shotgun shells. And then, oh, wait, there's this one over here too. Some atomic health. Definitely worth getting that. Okay, but finally there's this one. I don't know, I want to say, there we go. I want to say this was not in the original game. So you go in here, you hit the switch, and there's this whole area. Okay, so this is like a little office, right? You get in here, there's a switch here, you hit the switch, but now this is unlocked. Check it out, it's a little grocery store. It's like a little quickie mart. See all these shelves and like here's milk and stuff. You know what this is? It's like, it's unused textures from, you know, in the Atomic Edition there was a whole grocery store. I don't know, I'm just wondering if maybe they just wanted to use these textures somewhere, so they just kind of stuck in this secret. I never quite understood that, like, you know. I mean, there's nothing really in here either. Like, there's a pistol. Okay, and then, you know, there's nothing really, there's monsters, but I mean, there's nothing really, if you want 100%, I guess, I mean, there's really just, like, no reason to come in here, right? I mean, except for that pistol, that's it. And to see all these textures of milk and cereal. So, yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's like, what's the point? You know, whatever. Anyway, so you hit that switch to go back out, and, yeah. Well, I think I've gotten everything. I think. Well, let's just go ahead and exit then. Alright. Well, we're about to find out, aren't we? Alright, we left 6 of them. Oh, we missed one secret. Well, we got all the babes, though, so at least we got that. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode of Duke Nukem 64, the mod. Alright, later.